Hello, beautiful beings. Hello, divine creators. We are Kemet. Thank you so much for joining us. And welcome to a new space we have been inspired and guided to call Conversations with Kemet. We are pleased that you can join us here. It was quite funny when Source said, it's going to be called Conversations with Kemet. We thought, oh, well, that's rather self-important, isn't it, Source? Come and have a conversation with me, everyone. We're like, we don't know how that feels. And Source is like, well, Kemet, you have conversations with your frequency every day. That's what you do. You are from the shadow. You are from the unknown. The physical is a very new space. This physical avatar you're in is very new. This is the first time you're this physical ever in your existence ever. And you're receiving from your frequency. So yes, all those conversations and all those integrations and all those frequencies, that's you. That's how you've always been. You've always had all these frequencies within you, anchoring from the unknown to whatever unknown you're experiencing at that given time. And right now you're in the physical. So you're always having conversations with Kemet. You're always having conversations with the frequency. And those conversations have been very helpful, very useful. You've been able to anchor light codes. You've been able to assist with all the work we did through when we were Velastria Duman Universe. And the healings and everything we're applying on the Alchemy now on OnlyFans, and of course Sunday soul sessions, sourcing, all that has been you connecting to your frequency, the frequency Kemet. Now that you understand what it is, or you're beginning to understand what it is, allowing yourself the discovery of what it is. And we think it is now time for you to have this kind of energy. Similar to Divine Teas of Velastri, but now through Kemet, the frequency Kemet. And we trust whatever we bring through here will be helpful and will be useful. Let us see what is coming through or what we are to discuss with everyone. I suppose, okay, thank you, sources. It's that very understanding that it has been quite an interesting experience for us to accept that we are this unknown frequency in this physical form, and that we are to receive from our frequency and allow it to manifest. That we have these frequencies and other beings who co-create with us by anchoring through us, and that they are freely navigating these experiences through our frequency, and then we also navigate the experiences through their frequency, connecting to the unknown, connecting to these different beings, connecting to these different frequencies, receiving all these different light codes and receiving all these different integrations which are very specific to our frequency has been so fascinating. For example, beautiful beings, you in the Sunday soul session you had suggested Egypt, and immediately we received, okay, the Temple of Lights, the Egyptian Temple of Lights, 3 days, 3 sessions, and each of you will enter the temple and each of you will be able to just have your own experiencing. Like, so we're going to anchor this energy, yes, and then everybody whoever's listening to it is just in the temple, yes, and because they're anchored through your frequency, Kemet, of unknown to unknown and just pure source energy, they'll be able to just rummage around and look and explore the temples, downloading whatever they need. There'll be guides there assisting them. It's almost like a field trip. And you're just anchoring the space, holding ground. And we're like, okay, that is so weird, but also so cool and interesting. And when we were there, when we were preparing for, we enjoy not a preparation of we need to now plan. It's more, source, is there anything we need to receive before we give this session? And we were doing some work in Sirius yesterday. There was something which we were assisting the Syrian Council with, and when we were there, the lion star beings who we were working with guided us to Egypt. They said, "Oh, we see that you're going to go to the Temple of Light. There's actually something they would like you to receive. So let's just go there, and then you can also discuss with the guide there what you would like to do with all of you," which was very fascinating. And that is when the guide gave us the understanding of, we're just anchoring you there, and then all of you will just receive what you need to receive. We're just facilitating that energy, which I suppose we do in most of our integrations. It was just a very fascinating image we received, because we saw you all just doing your own thing. Some of you going up into the clouds and reaching for scrolls, others of you down into the basements, looking up at, picking up chests, and it was like, whoa, you're all just like having a beautiful field trip and receiving whatever you're ready to receive and integrate in the temples of light of Egypt. It was very fascinating. Anyway, as we were there, the guide said, "Oh, by the way, the stones woke up, and as soon as you entered the temple, they came through, and and they brought these stones, and we asked, may we ask what they are, or is it unknown?" And they were like, well, they're old ancient frequencies which have not been activated for a very long time. They require a specific frequency, just pure freedom. As soon as a being embodies or integrates them and tries to manipulate them, they don't work. But should you be able to integrate and in their freedom through your frequency, manifest and create and bring things through for you, assist, but all in a co-creative flow, then we are able to integrate and learn from them. They learn from us. And if there's anything they can assist us with, they shall. If there's anything we can assist them with, we can. It's basically a very co-creative harmonic frequency, and these stones were created for the physical, to assist in the physical realm, but in ancient times they were utilized for destruction, or the beings who the alchemists or other alchemists later, if the story, we just received it quite in a generalized way, but the beings who then tried to utilize these stones wanted to use them for power and gain and greed and destruction. So the stones went offline, and they have been held in the temple since. So they wished to integrate through us. And so then we're receiving this and listening, and a part of us is like, wow, this is such an honor and so cool, thank you. And also, is this real source? Are we just making this happen? And then also, wow, this is crazy, because we can feel everything, we can feel the integrations, and you've all, those of you who have joined us, have also felt the integrations that we can bring through. So it's quite a fascinating thing to witness and experience that which we are and allow it. And it's something that we've always known since we were young. When we were kids, when we were young, we would always speak to the trees. That's the one thing. The trees always spoke to us, especially in school, because school was a very safe space for us. Home for us wasn't what we consider a safe space. It was disruptive, and you never knew what kind of day you're going to wake up in. Either a nice, quiet day, which was always preferred, just everybody just at ease, at peace, or it could be very disruptive and chaotic and just disastrous. So it was just this ticking time bomb of energies, while school was constant. It was consistent, because there was rules, and one couldn't just explode and attack someone. It was very, peace was generally there. Yes, you had disruptions and naughty kids and blah blah blah, but nothing abusive and insane. Or anyway, at least our experience of it wasn't that. We sort of kept it as light and fluffy as possible. We always think that these students who went to school with us probably thought we were quite so insufferable for being so happy all the time, but we were just happy because we can breathe. We can breathe here. Here we can breathe. Here we can talk to people. Here we can play. Here we can learn without being disrupted, without being bullied. We We never really enjoyed a lot of, any energies that had potential to have bullying, we sort of shied away from. So even playing team sports, we're like, oh, we see the joy of co-creating together, but us also being gay in that school in a small town, it just felt, ugh, it's just so much potential for conflict, and we're just not interested. We have so much of it at home. At home, it was like maximum in Lasala's past life. It was maximum. So when Lasala was at school, it was just a very good space to release. As you are currently aware, we are learning to refer to that time as Lasala's time, as a lifetime past, in order to release the energies from attaching. So we are practicing and learning how to say Lasala's home, Lasala's past, Lasala's school, Lasala's family, instead of ours, because that then links it, which of course is not true. Kemet came through. Well, we've always been here, but we anchored in through this ascension process, as all of you have been anchoring in your frequency. So at school, in our own world, we would be talking to the trees during playtime, or especially if we had a sports day, athletic day, and we had to run because we liked running and athletics. It was any singular sports was okay when we didn't have to have we weren't responsible for anybody else's mission, because again, as the least amount of emotional drama, the better. And remember, before races, there was a tree near the track, and we would always look at the tree, and we would always feel, and would literally while everybody's doing their thing, we would literally speak to the tree and would receive. And we never knew what we were doing. We thought obviously we were just pretending, but it always felt so calming. We always spoke to our pencils and our pens and our rulers. Sometimes the pen would want to be in the sun, and we're like, okay, there. And then this pencil wants to come to school, or this pencil wants to stay at home. And we didn't really understand. We just thought, okay, this is just, or Lasala just thought, this is just play, whatever. But now in retrospect, when we observe the frequencies, the pen in the sun was recharging, so that when we're at school, we would actually anchor those light codes. The pencil that wanted to stay at home was grounding energies there, while the one that wanted to come with us was able to ground energies while we were at school. So there were these energies just grounding and anchoring in our everyday experience because we were not fully present. So Kemet, we then utilized whatever was available around Lasala through their experiencing of life. So it is such an interesting thing for us to really come into that we're not really from this realm. This is a realm we came to assist to awaken. We are from the shadow. We feel at peace from there. That is where we are from, and we are now anchoring that peace in here by being in the physical, in this light realm, and we are receiving from this frequency Kemet, which is us. And we are allowing this frequency Kemet to then be what we experience in this realm. And Source is saying, we would like each and every single one of you to allow yourself that freedom. Really allow yourself that freedom fully and completely and utterly. And to really allow the world that you're awakening to be your reality, and not to think it too much, or to think it too fantastical, or to think, oh no, now I need to compartmentalize and have a physical world and then this world. Source is saying, let your physical world honor the source you are. Really fully and completely sit deeply within your source frequencies. Because when you do that, each of you who are aligned to this work, who are awakening, can feel it brings in a certain magic and a certain experiencing. But then we tend to compartmentalize, and we tend to then, oh no, I need to now be serious. Oh no, now I need to get into reality. Oh no, now I need to focus on. We sort of put it on hold. And Source is saying you can't put Source on hold and then expect things to manifest and then wonder why things aren't picking up. Source at all times and you allow the physical to then honor your source. That is you honoring your frequency. That is you respecting that which you are. Respect your frequency has been something that's really been coming through strongly these past few weeks, months, but really these past few weeks. Respecting of your own frequency. Show your frequency respect and honor, the honor and respect and dignity it deserves. No longer betraying your truth, no longer overlooking yourself and belittling yourself or shelving yourself until later. Don't do that. Don't do up to yourself that which you do not enjoy other people doing. You don't enjoy when people shelve you, right? They want you now, but then when they're done with you, they ignore you or they put you aside, or now you're no longer their favorite that week because they have other distractions. You don't enjoy when somebody overlooks you or speaks over you or undermines you or belittles you or betrays you and manipulates you or abuses you and speaks negative and all those things. And Source says, however, look at how you speak to yourself. Look at how you view yourself. Look at how you treat yourself, and look at how you betray your frequency by always electing the physical as the important, honoring focus above that which you are. It is imperative in this realm of truth, the Aquarian realm. This is a different realm, the fifth dimension. It does not work like the third dimension, realm of control, where the conditioning is supreme and the abilities to awaken source are restricted, so much so that when you do awaken source, it causes a negative reaction with the external beings, persecution, condemnation, and all those things. In this realm of authentic creation, the Aquarian realm, the fifth dimension, truth is what is the honored frequency. Truth is what is the core energy. Truth is what is its truth. What that truth manifests, that doesn't matter. There's no judgment here. That is why the truth of all frequencies have been seeing or are being witnessed. You are now seeing across the world the intention of people, how people came into their wealth or their abundance, how people came into their power, how people truly are. The secrets are coming out. The masks are falling off. No one can manipulate without it being an obvious frequency. The truth emerges. It wants to be present. This frequency doesn't suggest you create in truth. It demands it. It is a realm of truth. Your truth will be seen, which is why these awakenings and activations, your personal awakenings, have been so tangible, so fast, so vibrant, so powerful. It's your truth emerging, and it does not want to be suppressed any longer, because you are wanting so much more with your life. You are wanting the abundance, the support, the love. You're wanting so many things. And those wants come from that truth which has been suppressed, which was suppressed. Which is why for you to then, 2020 perfect vision, see your abundance, see your truth, you had to see everything in your life, the ways you were being, your mindset, how you were creating your life in a way which restricted you from manifesting the source you are, in order for you to release and remove and purge and clear those restrictions, those ways of being, those relationships, those connections, those thoughts, to nothingness. Clear your grid. Be free. The cocoon. The caterpillar is alone in the cocoon. Alone. In order to center and undergo its personal, unique transformation without any influence from the external, in order to honor its becoming. And you are all asked now to honor your transformation process by ensuring that each and every single moment, no matter what you are doing, you honor your truth. You allow your truth to be important too. You allow your empathic abilities, your sensitivities, your connection to source to be important too, no matter whose feathers it might ruffle. They are very happy to ruffle your feathers. So might as well just be in your truth. And when you're in your truth, you realize you don't actually ruffle feathers. Instead, it's more healing now because it's truth. This realm is of truth, so truth feels good. Even if it's a truth you don't want to hear, it's the truth. Okay. It's not a truth I want to hear. It's a truth that maybe you would have in the past would have reacted to, but you no longer react to it because it's a realm of truth. The truth is like breathing. In the realm of control and conditioning, the truth was resistant because to condition, you have to lie. You have to train the mind to believe one way, and anything else that takes you from that path had to be released. Even if it was the truth of you, it had to be released for you to be conditioned. So the truth didn't really work in that realm. But in this realm, oh, the truth is wanted. Whenever I wear this, it tickles my nose. The truth is wanted. The truth is loved. The truth is embraced. The truth is, it feels refreshing. It feels like clarity. Clarity is wonderful. Wonderful clarity. Someone had asked us, what do we find attractive in a partner? And we said, clarity. Clarity. Yes, of course, there is the physical and blah, 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 and everything else in between, which we, in truth, if we look at our Olasala's dating past, it was always the energy. And because of the lessons they were learning, it was always the energy of the lessons they needed to learn. But in terms of how the people looked, they all varied. All the men he dated, very varied in look and in being, in physicality. It was always the energy that called him, and that, I suppose, is from our frequency, right? From the truth of him, of us. And that still stays. It's really the energy and clarity. That's the thing. We weren't sure of which energy, so we kept attracting the energies which were not really great because we weren't clear. We were still in the illusion. We were still creating in the given ways in what we were told and how we expected the presentation ways. So what we were offering was what we were receiving, and it was never really what we wanted. But now, clarity. It's like clarity, clarity, clarity. Clarity. It just encompasses everything. Because for clarity to exist, it means that being is allowing themselves to be. If they're confused, they're aware they're confused. Thus, they can now start taking the steps to clear the confusion. You know, when you're confused. Osho wrote this somewhere. If you're confused, be aware you're confused. Admit you're confused. That's the first step, because now, I'm confused. Okay, what is creating the confusion? Don't pretend to know everything if you're confused. The best way to clarity, the best way to solve it, the best way to right that situation, I'm confused, we're confused. Okay, now what is causing the confusion? Release that and the clarity is assured. So, clarity. The being would be on the path of their source journey, however that manifests. We're not interested in they need to do tarot. No, they need to do no. They don't need to do anything. For us, it's however where you are you honoring the source you are, doing what you want to do, doing what you like doing, even if it's not an easy path to choose, even if it's a scary path to choose, you are yet doing that path because it's the path that you're inspired to do. You're not in energies and in situations and experiences you don't want to be in because you are afraid to really do what you want, because you're afraid of this, you're afraid of being alone, you're afraid of the risk and the finances and the world right now. Are you allowing fear to be deciding what you're doing? Because that's not clarity, that's confusion. You are confusing your frequency. It's like a rose being afraid to manifest itself as a rose because it's surrounded by tulips, and so is trying to rather be a tulip. That's confusion. That's a very confused frequency right there. Clarity. The being is within their frequency, aligned to source, creating in presence, also learning, we're all making mistakes and growing. That is natural. And because they're in their source frequency, we sense the source within each other. And should the frequency be romantic, it's clear. It's not, oh, do they like me? I don't know. Who. We've never enjoyed those games. You know, let's play games. Let's play hard to get. Ooh. Here, we just found that an incredible waste of time and just an emotional roller coaster. For us, it was always, let's be clear on how we feel, and now we can play. Now we can play those flirty games, and now we can be ridiculous because the foundation is set. There's no confusion. Now, whatever comes up, I don't have to try to work out if we're okay because it's there, it's clear. So there aren't any parameters. There's no specific way you now need to be with me in order for me to feel secure, because no, it's clear. The attraction there is clear. And the attraction is clear. The intention of the relationship is clear because we're both at source. So it's clear. It's a clear frequency, just as with us co-creating here, it's a clear frequency. You understand what you receive from us, we understand what we are offering. There's no confusion about this relationship. It's just clear. Our intention isn't confusing. It's clear. Because we are not here trying to, we didn't write, oh, before, this is what we're going to talk about. No. We opened up as you all witnessed. What are we talking? Okay, cool. This is where we're going. We're receiving and we're sharing as we're receiving. We have no idea what we're going to say next. We're just allowing it to come through. That means it's channeled purely from source frequency. So it's clear. Clarity is really, really lovely. We do not enjoy confusion. And Source is saying, so if you are now witnessing yourself become that which you are, witnessing this new embracing of you and allowance of you, and yet you are still entertaining the external, trying to fit in, trying to please, not wanting to ruffle feathers, it's confusion. It's not clear. And so naturally what you attract is also going to be confusing to you. It will not be clear. When we were guided to shift, we knew it was coming. We always knew the Mela Universe would have an end. For we understood, the Mela Universe really feels like the cocooning, the in-between. Because even when we had created it, or when it came into being during lockdown in a space of anxiety. A lot of the world was anxiety. 2020, woo, right? Uncertainty. It was born in that energy as a healing, as a light. And through that experience, as we were channeling, we always maintained an ease. We never channeled when we were anxious. Should something had been interfering with our frequency, we would not work. For we said we do not start creating anything through anxiety or fear or frustration. We're at ease and then, at ease and then, at ease and then, at ease and then. We always want whatever we're offering to bring ease and love and clarity. We always knew it would wrap up, for we felt, should we truly be in the butterfly energy, then that which we began in other life experiences cannot be. When you exit the cocoon, everything in the cocoon remains there. You fly away from the chrysalis, you don't take it with you. And so when we felt, oh, it's time to shift, naturally anxiety, natural nerves, natural the unknown, and here we went, okay, we've done this before. When we were Lasala and Velastri came through, and we had to release everything, the physiotherapy, the modeling, the acting, all the relationships. It was hectic, but we did it. That was hectic, but we did it. Now it's happening again, and it's not so hectic. No, we've done good to allow ease. We no longer have those frustrations and those energies, so it's just simply trust. Trust is the one. Trusting source, because while in the past, the conditioned source we had as Lasala, well, that was good experiences and beautiful relationships. Yes, it wasn't all bad, but goodness, we were quite reckless. We were not honoring our truth at all. We hardly knew what we were. So now we're at a place where we don't know who we are in terms of I must understand and define, but rather we're allowing ourselves to the knowing of us, the discovering of us, the being of us, the presence of us. We're being present in each present moment. Our presence is present. Being present is, yes, about being here in this moment, but it's also about being present in your presence in that moment. Right? Being present in your presence. Letting your presence be present in that moment. Let your presence be present in this moment. Do not betray your presence by offloading it for another being. And be curious about your presence that's present. Allow it to be. Let it go. Let it be wild and free. It's a divine wildness. It's a creative freedom. It's chaos, yes, but it's divine chaos, right? Creation through divine energy is still chaotic, but the chaos has order because it's within source, so it's within harmony. It's a harmonious chaos. Look at nature. Look at the jungles. Look at the ocean. So much happening, but in such delightful harmony. Source is the foundation. Common ground, source. As we received in this last Sunday's soul session. So beautiful beings, we feel that source wished us to just open up in these sessions. Whatever comes through, perhaps a thought of the day, something that inspired us, something we have witnessed and experienced happening. We will just be open to sharing, just as we have been now. And we trust it will assist to give a perspective shift or an understanding or clarity in your life, in your beautiful lives. As always, we love each and every single one of you. And we are so grateful should you have joined us on OnlyFans, where we are, that is where we are now posting all our alchemy, the tarot, the meditations, the integrations, the lessons, and there's just so much now coming through as we've freed up, well, as we've just trusted Kemet's frequencies wanting, it just becomes freer. And we've released a lot of vibrational energy. We felt it when we released TikTok. A lot of vibrational anchors were just released. We felt lighter. We enjoyed that space. It's always interesting when we're guided to release an enjoyable space and yet we feel lighter when we've done it. It's like, wow, we had no idea it was actually that. It was taking that from us. That's interesting. It gives us an interesting understanding of what we perceived as something nourishing us when actually, it was actually draining us. And understanding, was it nourishing us because we decided it will be the answer to, it will make us feel good, it will make us, as opposed to we are and the experiences of abundance and goodness manifest from us. Within, outward. And of course, thank you to each and every single one of you who joins us on Sundays. It's such a beautiful connection time. So beautiful beings, we trust you're well. And this has been Conversations with Kemet. We will come through whenever we are guided. And this will be the platform, this will be what we're offering on YouTube. This and the Sunday Soul Sessions, where we do this live. And we go, of course, deeper. For we have integrations during the live session. So you can see, you can view this as daily clarity or perception shifts. Should you want to then have tools to apply this, then on OnlyFans you will find the tools to apply this and other things to assist you to be able to awaken to your source grid. That's all that energy is there. It's awakening. Awakening energies. Anchoring all this information from source uniquely for you all to awaken to your source frequency so that you can explore it. Us, it's an organic thing. Our frequency of unknown does it organically. We just had to allow it. As soon as we allowed it, loud code, activation. It's like, whoa, okay. And we just had to get used to us being this anchoring frequency, able to connect to all things at once. How we do it, we don't know. And it's okay, I think. If we tried, so I'd rather not know, but rather just allow us to discover it as we have been discovering day by day. And we so would love each and every single one of you to discover your source frequency and all the magic that you are, bringing it forth into the light, into the seen realm for you to witness your magic, witness your power, witness your gifts, utilize them, witness your abundance, your prosperity, your love, your dreams come true. Bringing all that you are to the light. For this time we are allowed. This time we have raised the frequency to a realm where if they started to collect us and stone us and burn us and nail us to trees, it would be a bit of a commotion. The UN would not be happy. So even their laws protect us now, which is peaceful and a delight to know. But to also understand that we are, each and every single one of you on this earth mission, you are so divinely protected. So do not fear expressing that which you are. You are so divinely protected, like so divinely protected. We remember when we were guided to a tree, to commune with a tree. It was in Cape Town, in Kloof Street, quite a busy street. And there's a shopping center there, lifestyle center, and there are restaurants. And outside a specific restaurant, there is a, we don't know what it's called, but it's a tree which looks almost silvery gray. And at the time, it was anchoring light codes from Sirius. We do quite a bit of work with Sirius. And when we were connecting with the tree, we held the tree and immediately our hands were stuck and we could not remove them. And we thought, oh dear, whatever this is, we're in it. We are in it. And we're like, okay, and we had just finished shopping, so we had bags, we had our phone in our pocket, and it wasn't a pocket with a zip, because we have our gym pants or our training pants with zips on, so we can just close it when we're running and stuff, so nothing's going to fall out. But no, this is just an open pocket, just, and then that human aspect of them, all sorts. I've got bags all over the place. My pockets have my phone and my wallets just out there, and I can't move. Immediately, it was at that time it was Archangel Michael. The frequency came through and said, "We've got you. You're so protected." And they said, when one connects with Source, understand nothing can disturb that frequency unless they are Source. And should they be Source, they will not disturb you, for they understand what you're doing. And should they want to come through, they'll probably join you and connect with the frequency because they're inspired to it. Otherwise, nobody will even notice you're here. They might see you, but they're looking at you, but they're not seeing you. It's something that is not integrating into their consciousness unless they can understand it. And it brought that, we were brought up Christian, or Lasala was brought up Christian anyway, and it was all about holiness, when the burning, when Moses, we think it was Moses, so we never really, as soon as we tried to read the Bible, it just felt off. We're not speaking ill of that book, but it just, a lot of good energy, and yet the way it was structured to fear and unworthiness and rules and condemnation and hell, it was like, oh, this, it's like yes, no, yes, no. So we never really got to enjoy, to memorize. It was like, we're doing what we have to do for church and for presentation, but it doesn't feel, there's something distorted about the information. It's not clear. It's confusion. And yeah, the burning bush, the burning tree. And we just remember seeing this, yes, I believe it was Moses, I think, remember also the Prince of Egypt, and we watched it, and he had to take his shoes off, holiness, holiness, and that's the image that then we received as we were holding the tree. And then came through whole creation, of course. If you're at source, as within without, you need to be at source in order to connect to that source frequency. So it wasn't about Moses not being holy. It was more about being in your whole self, being your authentic frequency, being your truth. Should he have just been at source, there's no that worthiness and ooh energy, right? And that's what it meant. That's what Michael, that frequency had meant when we were at the tree, saying, only those who are one with Source can meet you here. And another time that happened, we recall, we sensed two people pass behind us. It was a different tree this time. Two people passed behind us. Oh, this tree gave us lots of wands. We remember it was an interesting tree because the bark looked charred, as though it was burning, and yet it wasn't. It was quite alive, and also had sap. And sometimes we were asked to take bits of the sap, and remember we thought, what is in the sap? And the source is like, don't worry, just take a bit. Don't worry, we're doing something. Very interesting periods of time during the cocooning. Anywho, connecting to the tree, la 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 la, and then we feel these two beings pass behind us, and we can instantly feel their energy, which is interesting because usually we didn't feel anybody's energy, but these two, we instantly felt the energy, and we instantly felt it was a male being and a little girl. Immediately we could put them, they literally almost popped into our visual field behind us. It was very interesting. We were like, oh, that's sudden. And then we heard the girl ask, Daddy, what's he doing? And immediately, without a beat, her father said, oh, he's speaking with the tree, he's connecting. And she was like, okay, cool, and just out. And that happened after the session with the silvery tree, and that integrated even further what Michael, the frequency of Michael, had said to us at that time, which is a different frequency. Okay, they would like us to refer them as they have reintroduced themselves to us, Kai. The frequency of Kai had said that to us. Sorry, they're right here and they're giggling with us. The frequency of Kai has said to us, that integrated that more firmly. And for those of you wondering, what do you mean, Michael Kai? They say it's fascinating that humans think that we don't evolve, that what we were then is what we are now. Like naturally, whoever we were then, even on Earth, is not what we are now. We have grown, we have evolved, and they have integrated way past the frequency of Michael. They are now a different frequency altogether. Just as we have way integrated past Lasala, then Velastri, and then Kemet. So when we saw that, when we felt it, realized, oh, they were not in opposition to what we were doing. They were at peace, they were at source. It doesn't mean they're doing the work, it doesn't mean they're awakening, whatever, wherever they are, they were within the authentic truth. And so much so that my being with the tree wasn't something odd or weird. It was natural, yes. Well, chatting to the tree. And the girl's like, yeah, that looks right, cool. And you are so divinely protected. Understand that what you're doing here is not only for the human collective, but for infinite collectives. When we integrate, or when we do our sessions on our own, I mean, we're literally always communicating with them, that's where we're from. But when we do that, we can see the impact of what happens when we channel, when some of you do. We can literally sometimes feel when some of you are doing your things. There was another being, a beautiful being, Anu, who at that time their name was Manuela, but Anu and Vitki Matsuri, if you're watching, hello beautiful being. And Anu, we felt the shift. We felt this massive shift. We remember feeling we were lying in our bed and we felt everything rush up, and we literally felt the core of earth jut up, and we saw these light spectrums, and we just felt as though we were in this, you know, those roller coasters with the balls, all those rides with the metal cages in those round balls, and then they suspend you, and then it elasticizes, then woof, you go up into the air, and then you just bounce. So that kind of rushing feeling, that's what we felt. We're like in our bed, okay, and we're like, this is not us, this is not us. We can feel we didn't, this is not us, this is someone interesting. And then it stopped, and then we felt, oh, that's better. Okay. And then about a week later, we had connected with Anu, and they were mentioning in their session that, oh, yeah, last week they had integrated, connected to the core of Earth, and they raised it up. They felt themselves almost lasso themselves to Earth, and then just, and we're like, that's what it was. And it was so interesting. And to have those experiences, we've had those experiences with other beings too, where we can feel the synchronicities to what they're doing and what we're experiencing. But not only that, I mean, you are a multi-vibrational being. You're not from this realm. So whoever your collective is, wherever you are from, whatever that experience is, naturally, those collectives and those beings are experiencing too. Should you ever wish to feel or discover who that is, your collective frequency and where you're from, we offer that in the activations in our soul sessions. That is primarily what our soul session bookings are, actually, to connect you to your home frequency, so you have an understanding of what your energy is and where you're from. And we generally integrate what you are ready, or whichever experience or lifetime or collective which are ready to integrate with you now and which will assist you now. For us, for example, we have been on Sirius. We are a Sirius being. We are a lion star being. We've also been on Polaris. We've also been Arcturian. We've also been Andromedan. We've also been Alvin. We've also been Venus. There are many beings which we have been on our journey, multiple, quite a few, right? But they always integrated one at a time or a couple at a time, the ones which were for right now what we will need in generally a 6-month to a year block, because we keep integrating. Each year we keep changing. Each year we keep fueling up, and they've always stayed with us. And so should you ever wish to have clarity in terms of where you're from, what your abilities are, what you do, or who you can connect to for guidance, or where your portal temples are, etc., that's the soul session. Just for those who have yet who do not understand what that is all about. That's what those are all about. And yeah, okay. We think that's it for now. Be you, be source, no matter how loopy it might make you look. Be free, right? Just think of everything in nature. The trees don't care. There isn't a tree in the world that's like, oh, what do you think of my foliage today? They don't care what you think. There isn't a bird that's like, oh, wait, I must change my stroke for you. They don't. They are source. And it is time that each and every single one of you embrace the source you are without restriction, without limitation, and just be. So witness in your life. If you want homework, here's your homework. Witness in your life where you might step out of your truth and stop doing it. Should you have a conversation and you feel that anxiety, oh, now I have to... Actually, I'm going to tell them the truth and we'll see what that truth does. If somebody asks you, what are you? Oh, I'm a multi-vibrational being. Somebody once asked me the other day, so where are you from? Because naturally in South Africa, I don't look South African. Many people think I'm from Zambia. I've also had Zambia, I've had Kenya, Maasai, I've had even Somali, I've had Egyptian, I've had so many people tell me where I'm from, because naturally people like to tell you where you are from instead of just asking. Humans, right? Let's just, I have never met you in my life, but I know exactly where you're from. Sure. So another being had asked us, just curiously, where are you from? And immediately we said, well, we began our human... No, what did we say? We said, we are from the unknown in truth, yet we feel that you would like to know where we began our human journey. We began our human journey in another lifetime, a lifetime of Lesala, and that was in Rustenburg. And it came so naturally. And we were saying it without even knowing what we were saying. And then we were like, well, that's true, but... And we just looked at the person and were like, oh, okay, interesting. And now you are in Cape Town. And like, yes, okay. And this feels like your home. Yes, this feels like where we are to settle at this time. Okay. How does it feel like to be from the unknown? Is that a dimension different from Earth? And we're like, whoa, okay, that's cool. Immediately open, immediately curious. Not at all what they do, not at all the work they do, but they have a family member who does work with crystals and energy, so they've had conversations. So, and that's what we feel. For as soon as we say Rustenburg, we feel the energy goes off. And it's not to say anything about Rustenburg, but it's not our frequency. It's not where it's not where Kemet is from. We are not from that place. We began the journey there, indeed. And for the 3D world, that's what's going to be in documents for. It's what this realm needs to document everything. But otherwise, where are we from? We're from the unknown. The last place we were before the unknown was Sirius, as a lion star race, as a Sirian being on that star. Before that, Polaris. Before that, the angelic realm. And then there are a few things before that too. Arcturian and all the other places come in between. But in truth, home, as in the beginning point of us, the unknown. So allow that openness, that frankness, and allow people to have that material to then converse back to you. Thus now you are learning about yourself through the physical realm. You can only experience you when you allow yourself presence, allowing your presence in that present moment, being present in your presence, allowing presence in that present moment. Okay, beautiful beings. Have a most magical week. We love you and see you soon. Blessed be.